Alright, well, it's really, really cold. My hands are really, really cold. Oh gosh, and now I took my headphones off and it's really cold. Oh, look at this. That's beautiful. Oh, the wind. Oh, it's horrible. I want to get home. Oh gosh. But I thought that, I'm gonna stay here for a while. I might as well just talk about Dead Open. Now, two runners or whatever came through here. Well, one actually went away. He went like this and then he went like that. I feel bad for him. And it was really, he was like lightly armored against this. Seriously, he had like a shirt. He had a shirt, shorts, in fuck my cable. Just regular stuff on. Oh, that must have been terrible. And then there was a second one. At least he had a jacket, but he looks soaked. Oh, I couldn't run in this. Well, I would run home. But, man, I thought today we were going to talk about Zephyr. And maybe we could talk about Zanetan for a bit, too. Because why not, Oh, is it stopping? No. I don't know if we're talking about Zanetan, because I would actually like to talk about two characters, which is Antinold and Zanetan together. They were not created simultaneously, but they are together-ish, I guess. They're like kind of a duo. That doesn't really appear in the first game, but it is implied that they wear like a thing. Ooh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so let's talk about Zephyr. So his name is like real name, not offer, Dead Open offer name, is Ron Brykes. Ron, you know how to spell Ron, and Brykes as in B-R-Y-K-E-S. A-B-C-D-E. Okay, yeah. B-R-Y-K-E-S. And that actually came from a creepypasta I made a long time ago on unnamed YouTuber. Unnamed Beanie Boy YouTuber who's now gone, and it made me depressed. But it's okay, because I learned a lot from that era, but that doesn't matter. We're not here to talk about that. So, it's funny, because this creepypasta, it came from one of the YouTube poops I made about him. So someone made a creepypasta about it, and they had this kid called Ron Brykes. And I was like, hey, that's a cool name. I'll keep that, and I'll remake this creepypasta one day. So 1 year later, I remade the creepypasta in like 3D. It's pretty bad, but I remade it. I still like the video. It's kind of underrated in my opinion, but it is a little bit bad. And, there's not a lot of animation. I will be honest. I was like, hey, Zephyr should have a normal name. Because Zephyr, that could go nicely with like, you got the Sora, which is 4 letters. You got the Roxas, which is 5. The next continuation of that is Zephyr, right? Which is 6. And he could be called short for Zeph. But I don't know if I'll do that. I don't think I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe Kim's gonna call him Zeph, but like Z-E-P-H. I don't know. I don't think so. Anyways, so that's strong. Okay, my eyes. Oh. Anyways, yeah. And it's still really cold. But Zephyr. Where did the name come from, Zephyr? Well, the name Zephyr came from... I remember, this was in school, and I didn't have internet. But I did have this page opened up, like offline, like a Google page. And it was like, cool names or cool titles for things. And you had like from A to Z, and well, the last thing was Zephyr, and Zephyr, a light breeze or in the wind, or a god of the west or east wind. Oh gosh, I forgot, but it was something like that. And I was like, okay, I could have that as a placeholder name. And this was like this must have been in, oh gosh, This must have been 2016. This wasn't 2015. Totally not. For some reason, my mind is going to 2017, but I know that in 2016 he had a name. This was a placeholder name, and it stayed. Like almost every single placeholder name that I came up with stayed. Well, actually, that's not true. A lot of them were changed, but Zephyr is the one that stayed and that I really liked. I was happy with that name. And it's again a recognizable name that not a lot of characters have. Not a lot of popular characters are called Zephyr, but Zephyr is something that most people have heard at least a few times, right? Or maybe even know. So I thought that was a good name. He was called Orange Kid in 2015. I called him Orange Kid, and that's the one thing that's always stayed the same. In 2015, when I first had the ideas of like a Sora knockoff character, the idea was they're orange because they control time, right? So it was emphasis on the time mechanic from Kingdom Hearts 1. Did Kingdom Hearts 2 have the time? I don't know. But in Kingdom Hearts 1, I know you could stop time. You know, so I was like, stop, and you can stop time, and it's like a cool mechanic. I really like that one, so I thought, I'm going to have a game based around that mechanic where you can stop the enemies from attacking you and you can attack them. So I thought Zephyr, you know, he's going to be orange because, first of all, I really like that color, and nowadays it's my favorite color. I don't think it used to be. Maybe it was. I was fluctuating between blue, purple, orange all the time. It's actually Amber. Amber is my favorite, and he is technically Amber, but I called him Orange. Whatever. Orange Kid should still be his nickname from some characters. I think that'd be cool. His hair wasn't ginger. His hair was either black. In the very beginning, it was black. Kind of think Vanitas, that kind of hair. Or it was orange, but not, or yellow, but not ginger, just like colored orange. Obviously, later on, I changed that. Like in 2018, I made him ginger, because it's like, hey, he's not gonna be like a character anymore. He's gonna be like a real kid. So let's make him ginger. Also, he's not gonna be brunette like Sora. He's not gonna be blonde like Roxas. Nowadays, there's not that much of an emphasis on Kingdom Hearts, but back then, I definitely look at Kingdom Hearts a lot, comparing it, because it's inspired by Kingdom Hearts mostly, right? Even though I think if I never played Kingdom Hearts, I think this would have still existed. If I never played Geometry Dash, Dead Open would never be a thing without Geometry Dash, which is so strange to think, and I forget that all the time. Undertale also, I had the idea before Undertale came out. I think I started thinking about it a few weeks before Undertale came out, but I only knew about Undertale after videos started popping up. Like Jacksepticeye started playing the game, his video of Undertale came out, and I was not interested at all because it looked shit. But then, I started watching more and more. I missed some of his first 2 free episodes because I thought it was boring as hell. But then I saw the ending, and I was like, holy fuck, okay, so it does turn, like, insane. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna follow the series. And it just went downhill from, it didn't really go downhill from there. I didn't, become so crazy super fan. I didn't become a super fan or something. In fact, I couldn't tell you a name of a single Undertale universe. I was never that crazy into it. And a while ago, well, not a while, like a few days ago, I tried watching some, comics, you know, on YouTube, they've got these Undertale AU comics where they're reading them, or, you know, and it's like, I can't take it seriously. I'm looking at it and I'm cringing slightly. Yes, even I, a borderline furry nowadays, am cringing at that. Seriously, I watched that and I'm like, oh my god, I can't take that seriously. And it's sad because it's literally on the verge of me taking it seriously, but then all of a sudden, Kara or Frisk just stabs Sans in the hand, and it's so dramatic, and I'm just laughing my ass off. But never mind, we're not here to talk about this. Oh god, I almost fall. Okay, I don't feel good. Oh no, my nail. Oh, what's happening? Oh, I was shaving and I fucked my nail and it's split in half in the middle. It's not nearly as painful as it sounds, but it is pretty bad because I can't cut it out, right? I can't just cut it out. It just split in the middle. So when I catch it on something, it gets fucked, and that hurts. And it's also really annoying. Oh God, I hate it. It goes away. I hate when it. What? I hope it goes away. What did I just say? Never mind. Also, I was about to show what I'm drinking. I'm drinking this shit. It's terrible. Rockstar. I really like Rockstar. I like the bubblegum taste. Yes, I am addicted, by the way. I am addicted. Most definitely. And it also causes me heartburn. And sometimes diarrhea. But that's okay. That's okay. I'll stop drinking it one day. I'm not addicted, I swear. I'm mildly addicted. I'll admit that. But let's get back to Zephyr. His design was always orange clothes, always orange. Imagine like the Kingdom Hearts 2 form Sora. I don't know what form it is, but when he's orange, basically. Imagine that, but there's a lot more orange and a lot less of the details. Basically, it's basically that. Not exactly, but basic. It's like 80 to 90% exact, like the shape of the clothes. Without all the crazy like symbols and all that, and it's just mostly orange. And the white isn't white, it's black, but I kept changing between if it's black or white, the lines in between. Yeah, Zephyr. So far I've only been talking about his design and like the history of the name, which is pretty good. Obviously, you want to make these long. He's the protagonist, so he's gonna get all the time, right? He was a protagonist in 2015. But he wasn't a protagonist. Nowadays, saying protagonist is weird, but you know what I mean. When I'm talking protagonist, I'm talking main character. Okay? I'm not talking about the story. But that doesn't... You get that already. Don't worry. Or I should be saying main protagonist, right? Main protagonist. Yeah. So main protagonist when I'm referring to protagonist. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah. So you got Zephyr being a protagonist, the main protagonist in 2015, the first ever character introduced into Dead Open, along with Saber and Leo. Let me just get this cable in my pocket so that I don't step on it. My cable that cost literally how much? The cable cost like $30. Jesus Christ. Okay, never mind. Rant over. That was a short rant about my expensive ass cable. Okay. But he was a protagonist in 2015, Saber and Leo. Saber and Leo stayed his like sidekicks forever until the beginning of 2019 when I introduced Kim and replaced Saber and Leo for them not to be a trio, but for Kim and Zephyr to be a duo, basically. And I think that works a lot better. Saber used to be red and Leo used to be blue. So even back then, the colors didn't really match. But nowadays, Kim and Zephyr also don't really match color-wise, but I don't care anymore. I just cannot figure that out. I just can't figure that out, and I don't want to redesign any of them because I'm really happy with their individual designs, even though they don't go super well together. Even like orange is considered more of an extroverted color, and blue more of an introverted one, right? But I have it switched. Kim is a blue and Zephyr is an orange. But I don't care about that anymore. I mean, orange could also be... Never mind. Whatever. Okay. In 2016 and 2017... Well, 2017 is questionable. But 2016, he wasn't the protagonist. The protagonist was someone different. I don't know if I should be saying their name. For some reason, I've always refrained from saying their name ever since they were introduced. It starts with an R and it's 4 letters long and it's weird. I never really liked the name, but it was an interesting character. He was the protagonist for 2 years, the main protagonist for 2 years. In 2017, it was a little strange because I had like free versions and like DLCs planned, and for one of those DLCs, short like 2-3 hour game, Zephyr was again the protagonist, brought back. Oh yeah, did I mention that he always had a stick? He always had a stick since 2015. Like, literally, that's the one thing that has stayed 100% the same. His outfit has stayed the same, mostly. Like, his age and all that has stayed mostly the same. His powers have changed, but arguably it's nothing drastically different, right? Like his abilities in 2015, if they were introduced all of a sudden now, it wouldn't be anything out of the ordinary, I think. But yeah. So that stayed the same, and he always had a stick. Always quite questionable how we can defeat the strongest of enemies in history with just a wooden stick. Technically a broomstick, which is even weirder. Just don't question it, okay? Just don't question it. Don't think about it too much, because no, it doesn't make sense. But I also had Amity as a protagonist in 2017. Oh, and I had the two green guys who are like 128 and 113. Yeah, no, I forget about those all the time. Those are like the most forgettable characters of all time. Even though at the time they were pretty interesting, but like I quickly forgot them. I quickly forgot about them. Very, very quickly. I don't know why. Yeah, no, I'm not bringing them back. I don't think so. They used to be like Zephyr's bodyguards or something. My God, 2017 was, I mean, every single year was weird for that Open. Then in 2018, he was brought back as the protagonist, and I made it one game again. And from that point on, I just had it as one game where Zephyr was the protagonist, and the style was weird. And Zephyr had actually ginger hair, and embedded it more into reality, and actually had Zephyr in a real world. So that's why I think that 2018 is when it really changed, even though comparing 2018 and now, 2020 and 2021 versions, very, very, very different. But also still on the same track, unlike 2017 and 2016, which were on a different track entirely. But yeah, Zephyr. Let's get to his story, shall we? So where do we begin? Where do we begin with that? Oh, gosh. Well, let's begin from the beginning. His story has always been not that interesting until 2019 and definitely 2020 and 2021, when his story is basically my story. I literally just put what I learned throughout these years, thinking about a project and destroying myself over it, but also it being like my favorite thing, and it causing me to lose friends, but also to learn a lot of stuff about myself. And we're getting deep now. We're getting deep. Okay? So I was just like, I don't know what I should do with Zephyr. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna put my own experiences into this. And that was what was it? A snowball effect, I guess, or something. You know what I'm trying to get at. It just expanded. This idea of him that was introduced in 2019, of him having a book. Actually, that was introduced in 2018. Actually, that was introduced in 2017. It was 2017 when he was introduced with a book. But it wasn't like his book, or was it? I think I can go out now, actually. Oh, just watch. I'm gonna go out instantly. It's gonna... Oh, no. Oh, the sky's nice. Okay, so I can be outside. Oh, this is long. This is a long-ass video. Well, that's good. You know, if I can ramble, and I ramble like this all every day to myself for like 3 hours, because I'm sad. Oh no, what happened? What happened to my boy? Oh no, my percent, I'm on 5%. Oh no, what happened? I was at like 40. Okay, never mind. I have to really quickly get this out. So, basically, inspired by what I had experienced, it was a snowball effect. Then I introduced the idea that he had to find the offer and the darkness that all happened in 2019, but in 2020 it was greatly redefined into like became really, really good. Also, the story initially was just a story about not being shy, and then came about not being too extroverted. But I changed that because I didn't like that. I changed it into a story of what? Oh gosh, I almost fell. Okay, I changed it into a story of perfectionism. That's right. Now it's a story about perfectionism and all that, and waiting to start your project and all that. But that's the message, anyways. Nowadays, in the end, because I think it's fairly perfect. What's my percent? It's 3%. Well, I think this is gonna be over soon. I am so sorry. I wanted to get more out about Zephyr. I'll put some more in the description. But yeah, basically, he's awesome. The idea of him becoming Irish came in 2020. I don't know why. I don't know how that came to be. But yeah, his red-green design, I don't like it right now. I just tested it out. Right now, it's like left side green or red and right side green or red. You know, they're like one side green, one side red. It doesn't look good. It looks like he's stop lights. kid, not Orange Kid anymore. So that needs to change. Obviously, it makes sense from a story perspective why he would have that. Yeah, the Darkness and Marlu Gallows. Oh, that whole thing, that was introduced in 2018. No, wait. No, 2019. And Protagonist as well. But it became a much bigger thing. It wasn't just 2 or 1 protagonist in 2019. This became a thing where everyone had a protagonist now. Like the Keyblade situation. But, fuck, how much percent? Oh, fuck, 1%. Well, guys, I love you. Thank you. Buy it open. It's amazing. And Zephyr is awesome. Zephyr's basically me. And I love him. Does he talk much? I don't think he talks that much anymore as well now. Why? How did this happen with the percentage? Yeah, his story's awesome. And he's angry at his book. And it's all that matters to him. And he, he's an artist, man. Or something. Also,